Hi, this is Real Men Unscripted with Derek and Jerry. We hope you enjoy this podcast.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Real Men Unscripted. I'm Derek.
I'm Jerry.
And so we're halfway into the January 2024. And man, before I started, I just posted on Facebook. I just thought of this. Like, literally this morning, I saw my Southwest gas bill.
Oh, no.
$274. So I called them. I'm like, the most I've ever paid is it was $169 last February of 23. So I looked at the graph, I signed into my account, and literally this year, every month was just a little higher, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not much. So I called, and she said, since last year that the gas has doubled, and thanks to who, Mr. Biden. I mean, I asked her, I straight up said, hey, is this a Biden thing or is this a Southwest gas thing? And she said that it was the government telling them how much to charge. So my bill last January 2023 was $147, and now it was $297.
I kind of feel like the government is intentionally trying to collapse society, and at some point, people aren't going to be able to afford anything.
But they're saying that the economy is great and everything. Oh man, I don't know where they come up with that the economy's going. Everything's gone up in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing has gone down. There's not one thing that I've paid less for since Biden took over.
Speaking of Biden, let's play my little game here.
Okay.
So I'm going to name a person, place, or thing. And what you've got to do is, without thinking about it, just say the first word or two words that come to mind. Are you ready?
Oh, well, what about if they're not good words?
It's okay. I mean,
gosh.
If that's what you,
okay.
if that's what you want to say, you ready? All right, number one, ready? Donald Trump. See, that's already way too long. You got to shoot it out.
I was going to say awesome.
All right, awesome. All right, it's got to be faster than that. That has to be the first word that comes to mind.
Maybe I should say it. I'm not very good at this. Let's see. Okay.
All right, well, just the first word or two that come to mind. Don't think about it too hard. Ready?
Okay.
All right, Joe Biden.
Sucks.
How'd I know that was coming?
I don't know. Was that fast enough?
Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
All right. Your wife.
Can we have some easier ones?
Your wife.
Beautiful.
All right. That's
amazing.
Good answer. Good answer. All right. Will Smith.
I loved him until the slap.
That's way too many words.
Okay.
Las Vegas.
Nice.
Obama.
I did vote for him the first time, not the second time.
Again, way too many words. Right.
I can't come up with just one word.
Yeah, you can. If you discipline yourself. All right.
I'm trying to look at the stuff on the wall in case I want to come up with a word.
All right. Where do we leave off? Will Smith? Okay.
No, you left off with Obama. Sucks. Oh, sorry.
Obama. Okay.
Yeah.
Heaven.
Can't wait.
Good answer. Hell.
Don't want to be there.
Don't want to be there. Okay. It's close enough.
Bad? Okay, bad? I don't know.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Savior.
Me.
I love you.
Love you's pretty good. That's 2 words. That's a fun game.
Okay, now let me do it to you. See if you just come up with one.
I'm scared.
One word.
All right.
I don't need a cheat sheet. I'll
Okay.
think of my own.
I'm the one that does the editing, so I can say whatever I want.
Oh, that's true. Singing.
Talent.
Hope Church.
Creative.
Real Men Unscripted podcast.
Cool.
Your wife, Denora.
Love.
Donald Trump.
Awesome.
Joe Biden.
Not cool.
That's 2 words.
I said 1 or 2.
Oh, okay. Obama.
Don't like.
Clinton.
Trump. Saxophone. I was going to say trumpet. I had to correct myself.
Trump saxophone?
Saxophone is what I meant to say.
Hollywood.
Fake.
All right.
Yeah.
That was...
See?
You did way better than me. It's hard to come up with just one word, man.
Yeah, it takes discipline.
You guys try it, because if you guys can do it, that's awesome. That's why I would never do good on that Jeopardy show either.
I'm hearing this feedback. I hope it's just in the headphones and not the recording. I guess we'll find out.
If it is, we apologize.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So a couple weeks ago, it made national news at the courthouse where I work at. We had a gentleman who literally jumped over the defense table. I mean, this guy was Superman. And then now I will say in that courtroom,
How high are those tables?
well, the tables are probably,
The one that he jumped over.
yeah, I would say at least 3 feet.
Oh, that's not much, huh?
I mean, you know,
3
it comes
feet like this.
Yeah, it
from the
comes to like your thigh, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I was thinking it was
they're
like
short.
5 feet or something.
No.
Okay.
I mean, because you got to sit and be, you know, in a chair and be able to. I don't know. I've never measured it, but I do know that the judges, where she's sitting, is a little bit lower in that courtroom than in my courtroom. But obviously, Judge Holfus was attacked, and man, when I read, first of all, there's all these videos of people reenacting this thing. I don't know why.
I saw one with Dak Prescott. You seen that?
Oh
one?
yeah, I did. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you have some time to come up with this stuff. That is amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Some of them are funny. I mean, but then there was a lot of negative talk about the marshal, Brandon. I won't say his full name, but and what they don't know is he was standing behind the guy, but the guy literally hopped over that table. So when he, went after him, we have a machine that is called the Elmo, and it's where you can put papers on it, and it'll go to the TV screens that are in the courtroom, and it sits right in the middle. And so when he took off running, he actually tripped.
Let me guess. The Elmo's like, watch out!
Yeah.
No,
no, but I mean,
it's serious.
He's going after this guy, and he's like 6'3". He's really in great shape. Retired from NHP, super nice guy, but he tripped, and you'll just see his head kind of like this at the beginning of the video as the guy flies. Well, he fell and hit the bottom of the where the judge was sitting and split up. I mean, 25 stitches. He split the heck out of his head. Yeah, I don't know how the head made it on the internet, but it did. So he's off work for a little. He also dislocated his shoulder. Okay, now testing. And so he definitely, got hurt, but he was there, and, stuff happens. I mean, it happened so fast, and, but he'll be back. He'll be okay, and he'll be back. And this guy is going to go to prison. He was already going to prison for the other charges, and now he's looking at another, 12 charges. Yeah. For a guy who didn't want to go to prison, he just screwed himself because he's probably going to spend double now. I thought
the way he reacted, I thought that he was already going away for life. But I found out it was only going to be like 2 to 4 years.
Yeah, it wasn't like that much time.
Yeah, and so...
But he wanted probation.
Yeah. He was pleading to the judge, and she was like, no, you're not getting it. And then that's when he snapped, right?
Yeah. And of course, his sister went on the news to say how mentally ill he is and stuff. But anyhow, I was working, but we were in court, so I couldn't run down there, but everybody else on the radio was, en route there. And, but no one knows, but that law clerk is the first one to help.
Yeah.
This guy knows nothing.
He's the guy that was.
Yeah. Well, he was the first guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, so thankfully he didn't freeze. Like he right away reacted. So good on him. I've seen him before, but I don't know him, but that was great that and then the guy in uniform initially, that's the CO that is there for the in custodies.
Oh, okay.
And so then he started helping before. And then the last guy that you see helping, that was the actual DA attorney.
Are they
district
going to
attorney.
promote the clerk to a marshal now?
I don't know. But I did have I saw a juror the other day that I had a couple months ago. Remember when I told you the story about the guy that flew me over to Stockton and he was on my jury? Well, that same jury, I had a lady on there who had applied for marshals during the time that she had just sat on the jury. And I saw her the other day because she works actually at victim witness at the courthouse, and she got the job. She's going to be sent through and she's about 40, and she's wanted to go through the academy, and like you, old, and wanted to go through the academy. And so she's
I like to
starting next
consider
month.
myself experienced.
Yes, yes. So
level 51.
So just, you guys, you did the crime, you're going to have to do the time, man. You can either do a long time or short time. But, acting up, acting out is not going to get you less time.
Are they considering like moving the setup that they got? I feel like if the marshal is behind him, he's already behind. I mean, if the guy's fast enough, it's going to be hard for him to catch up, right? It's just going to keep happening if that's the case.
Yeah, our policy is we are supposed to stand behind them during sentencing. And believe it or not, these judges, a lot of them do their own thing. Well, one time I was working with another guy, and I was behind the guy in a different courtroom. I'm not going to mention the judge. And at the end of court, she actually had all her staff leave. And she chewed out me and the trainer guy because I was new at that courthouse, right? So you have to go through like a little FTO program for a month or something. But anyhow, she chewed us out saying she didn't want us standing behind the guy during sentencing. And the other guy's like, hey, sorry, Judge, this is our policy. We just had a guy at the time. We had a guy like the week before that spin and take off because the officer, marshal wasn't close enough. But she said she didn't care. In her courtroom, she doesn't want that. And I was actually at the time testing for judges, and obviously I did not want to work with her. But yeah, it was crazy. I cannot believe that she told us that when it's against our policy. So the marshal that's in there, don't know how she does it, but that's on them, I'm in civil, so I don't have to worry about arresting anybody. But yeah, it's crazy. And you mentioned about like, oh, what are they going to do? Well, now they're freaked out because we're already low staffing. So they're doing that, but also they're thinking of adding more security where security will be in there as well in the courtroom in criminal matters. But basically our chief asked so we have what's called admin marshals and judicial marshals. So I'm a judicial marshal because I'm assigned to a specific judge. I work for the judge. I actually don't work for the chief. I don't work for the lieutenant, sergeant. The judge is my boss. So she could fire me today, and technically, if they don't want me back, I would be out of job, right?
But you're employed by the county, aren't you?
No.
Really?
We're employed by the 8th Judicial District Court.
Okay.
We broke off from the county, but we were my first year and a half. But with that, I mean, I don't think I'm going to get fired, so I don't worry about it. But admins, they can work different courtrooms, but and they work the gate where you come in through security. Well, our chief did ask us marshals, if we aren't busy in court, watching TV on our phones or, doing whatever we want to do when we don't have court, to help out in the other courtrooms, which I've always done that if I can. Usually the guy next door to me, he beats me every time to my radio, man. He's like, I'll be en route. So, yeah, but we're trying to have more judicials help, during sentencing. So
Is the judge okay though?
the judge is fine. The judge actually took about an hour break and came back and finished her calendar. That's
Nice.
how tough she is.
That's gangster.
Yeah. And then the marshal, he went to the hospital that day and he was back an hour and a half later. Of course, they didn't let him work, but
Yeah.
he came back to check on the judge and everybody. And then he went home,
It looked like he was going to need some staples instead of stitches because that gash looked pretty nasty.
It did look nasty. But and then the doctor pushed his shoulder back in place. And so he's, he'll be back. So, but yeah, so that was pretty crazy, that day. And actually since then it's been a little more crazy.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Everybody want to make the news now?
Yeah, they do.
Like, if I could clear this table, I could make the news.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then,
What's good on Netflix now? You said you were watching anything in the courtroom?
I watched both seasons of Reacher.
Oh, okay. We started watching the first season. It was okay and kind of fell off at the end, I think. So we didn't watch the second one. Is it good?
Man. Yeah. I mean, I like it. Different than Tom Cruise, right? This guy's huge, but, yeah. So we got Reacher, watched that. And then, I was going to start this other series. I got like 10 minutes into it, but the girl's from Chicago Med, or no, Chicago Fire, and she's in it. But I haven't got into it because all the other shows, right? Because they now are starting, right? Because they're over their all the stuff in Hollywood, so they're back filming. So like Chicago Fire, Med, Police, all the first episodes dropped. So
Yeah, that writer's strike, whatever they had, really affected TV and movies. Like there's always been a movie that I'm looking forward to go see in the cinema.
yeah,
And it hasn't been that way for at least a year.
Hey.
Like the only thing that I'm looking forward to go see is The Chosen season 4.
yes, that's coming up in February, right?
Yeah, so we're supposed to go watch.
But it's only going to be 2 episodes.
I think it's the first 3.
Oh, first
and then
3.
they released the next 2 or 3. I can't remember what.
Yeah.
But
So if you've never seen The Chosen, I think just even if you're not a God or Jesus follower, it actually is pretty good. It's actually a Mormon guy that is the director.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
He's Mormon. But I think it's done well, and I like it, and so
For me, it helps the Bible to come to life because it does have a creative license. Like everything that happens in The Chosen didn't actually happen in the Bible, but they kind of like this probably happened during this time, so they added it in there, which I think is good. It makes it a little more, interesting. Not that the Bible's not interesting, but they kind of switch it up a little bit, and it's not like far fetched. It all stays within reasoning, and I like how they include scripture, like word for word scripture, like when Jesus is speaking.
right,
And they say word for word in the Bible. I really like that. But I'm looking forward to season 4.
Yeah, me too. I mean, there's not too many decent movies out there.
It's not. And everything nowadays has nudity. It's like when we were growing up, it was very rare to see nudity in a movie. But now it seems like everything. Like, for example, my this guy I work with told me, he's like, you got to check out Obliterated. It's awesome.
Oh, I saw it.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I've gotten the first couple episodes. Yeah.
So that first episode, and I have to guard my eyes because I'm very sensitive at what I look at because of my past sin. You know what I'm saying? So I can't look at certain things that maybe you are comfortable looking at. So as soon as that one part came on, I was like, nope.
The scene where they're partying in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah. The wife said, okay, enough's enough. And we turned it off.
Yeah.
It just, I mean, it was funny at the beginning, and then
it had some funny parts, but it gets really lewd, and then it's almost like soft porn at some points, right?
When Thomas C. Howell,
I didn't see
falls naked.
I heard about that, but I didn't make it to that. Yeah, so
he looks old.
It's just hard to
He's
find.
He's from Soul Man, that movie.
Oh, I remember that.
Soul Man. He's now okay. So you know how blackface is? They always like get in trouble and all this.
Mm-hmm.
He was the
original blackface.
He was the original blackface, like his whole body, not just. I mean, like he played the part.
And we weren't offended by it back then. It was funny, you know. Even black people were laughing at it. So
and no one's gone after him. I think because he's married to a black girl, or used to be.
I think it's just a different day and age now. Everyone's sensitive about everything right now. So.
No, but I mean, like when recently they went after the people for blackface, he never got lumped in with that. Is what I'm saying. It's like they.
Well, he's just an actor too. I mean, whoever wrote the script would probably be more attacked than him. He's just acting the role out.
But I mean, they went after a little bit of Downey Jr. because of that one movie,
Tropic Thunder.
I mean, a little bit. But I never heard anything about Thomas C. Howell. It's like he got a pass, you know.
Yeah.
Soul Man, that was a great classic movie.
Soul Man.
Yeah, there you go.
How's that song go? Wasn't there a song we called Soul Man, right?
Yeah. I can't remember it, but yeah, that was a good movie. So we were last weekend. If you're a follower on our Facebook or Instagram, you saw that Team Scott got a puppy. Oh, there it is. Yeah. That's from the movie right there, baby.
That's it. So you guys got a puppy. Big dog, little dog?
Little Yorkie Poo.
How much did that cost you? I know you had to go to California to get it, right?
We had to go to Corona. Let's just say it was almost $1,000 for this darn dog. Not quite, but
yeah.
We kind of got a deal because it was a Christian family that knew one of our Christian friends that lived down there, and her name was Dove from the Bible, but we changed it to Gracie Joy Scott. And
the dog has
Gracie
how many
Joy.
names?
Well, it was Hope for 8 weeks. I mean, Dove for 8 weeks. Why they had it
to Gracie Joy,
and we changed it to Gracie Joy.
So when you're walking them in the park and you're calling them like Gracie Joy.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll use both names, but right now halftime I want to call it Belle from my old dog. So, but she's super cute. I'll send you a picture and you can throw it up there maybe. If not, no biggie. But yeah, she's cute. She's just little, tiny, brown, little furry thing, and she's done really well so far. Sleeping most of the night. Peeing on these pad things that we bought. But man, she's buying everything. Our Amazon is like off the chain right now. Sheesh, this thing's costing us more than a kid. So yeah, but it's definitely a good little doggy, and just trying to train it. It wants to nibble on everything. Trying to teach it to not chew on us, so we got to give her the toy, and but she's good so far. She whines a little bit. If she can't see either one of us, she'll whine a little bit. But other than that, she's doing well. But Tammy yesterday or the day before, took her everywhere with her. Put her in a little thing over her shoulder. We bought a stroller. We're those people that I said I never wanted to be. I remember telling, I think my older son, Derek, DJ, that I would never get a stroller or be those people that bring them in the grocery store and all that.
Did
But
you
she took her everywhere.
when you were a young dad and you had your little kids running around? Were you one of those dads that had your kids on a leash?
We didn't call it a leash, but yeah, we
gosh.
did. They would wear like a little vest thing, and then yeah.
You're one of those guys. This
You
is
had
funny.
to.
You have to watch this. I'm gonna put it on the YouTube too. But check this out.
You're gonna post it with our thing?
Yeah. She's talking about losing somebody. Watch. Listen.
People are living with the ribbon. People are living with cancer every day. And that's what you're showing. That's what the dance is about. Are you crying because I'm sad? Who passed away?
Well, my dad, when I wasn't born, but it was like a long time ago, my dad, his dog Diablo died. It was just so hard for him.
His what? His daughter?
No, his dog.
His dog.
That had me cracking up
Didn't she
yesterday.
go to prison?
I think so. I don't really follow her that much, but
For those
it's
of
a
you
dance
that
mom
aren't
show.
watching, but you're listening, that shows some dance show, right?
Dance moms, yeah.
Yeah, Dance Moms. And I think the head lady went to prison, or at least jail, and now she's out. But yeah, that was pretty funny that the dog died.
That
Yeah.
reminded me of you and when you were saying sometimes I still call her Belle.
But check this out. So I got totally yelled at by Tammy. So, we let her on the couch, and we had
That's a mistake.
we have a little, a little bed, right? So she sits in the bed next to us. So I can, pet her while
She doesn't sleep with you guys, does she?
No, she's in a crate
Okay.
for now. The last dog definitely blocked us because she would sleep in between us. But
What was the nickname of that dog?
Belle, the blank the
Blocker.
but I had her on the couch, and she was on that thing, and then I had to get up or something, and when I came back, the little bed was flipped over on the ground, and she was running around in the area that we have blocked off for her. So I think I said, "Hey babe, did you let her down?" "What do you mean?" I go, "Oh, well, her bed was on the couch. Now it's flipped upside down and she's down." And she just yelled, "Did you let her fall?" I'm like, well, I mean,
You're like, see what had happened
I'm like,
was.
I stepped away, and then she says, "If it was a baby, would you have left the baby on the couch?" All right,
You're like,
folks. First of all, it's not a baby; it's a dog. And I know there's dog people out there, whatever, going to say that's abuse, whatever. Listen, I've never in California. There's been people that have gone to prison for killing a dog and got probation for killing their freaking spouse or beating their spouse. So I'm not saying that you should do either. I'm just saying no way should a human being get more punishment for hurting an animal than a freaking real person.
Facts.
But the dog's fine, just has a broken leg or whatever, but we're good. No, I'm kidding. She seemed to be fine, but
If you were to take a dog, like a pregnant dog, and you're like, I don't want these babies. Can you get these babies out? PETA would probably lose their mind, right?
Probably.
But they do that to humans all the time, right?
Yeah. And
So sad.
and the Democrats are fighting that they think they should just, be able to get rid of babies left and right. Now, I don't believe in abortion, but I would say extreme circumstances that maybe the person should be able to, like if they were raped, I know God would still want the baby, but if that's their choice, I don't know. That's still, what I mean? They might not want to bring that baby.
But what
in
you
with
said initially, I think God would still want the baby. So anything opposite what God's will is wrong, in my opinion.
Nah,
so
Very true.
Yeah, I understand it'd be very difficult,
Yes.
but I would.
But you
still
could
not-
give it up for adoption, so you don't have to look at it every day.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and but you know that's just.
But everyone would claim rape. Oh, this is my 5th rape of, I've had 5 babies in, 5 years. But, the thing is it's just, they got to change something anyhow. Story. Do you have a story? We always end with a story. You got a good one from work or what about like in your veteran days, man? I mean, military days. Got any good stories?
Probably, but I can't think of any right now. You got any?
I always got cop stories.
I got an Article 15. You know what that is?
Yeah, you got an Article 15?
Yeah. So when I was in
That's a story. What are you talking about?
when I was stationed
That's a
in
bad story. For all you folks, that's a bad story.
it's like short
We'll
of
see.
court martial.
Yeah.
But when I was stationed in Korea, Osan Air Base, Korea, I had a friend. Well, I was dating this girl, and this one guy liked her and was jealous. And he was a security policeman. And all the security police used to walk around. When they were off duty, they would get together and they'd walk around like a gang.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that a couple episodes
and
ago.
so we were at this nightclub, and he comes up, and I guess he's picking a fight with my friend. And so I kind of, step in. I'm like, chill out, And so he ends up swinging at me. I swing at him, and I would go outside, and they jump me. Like 8 or 9 guys jump me. And I remember getting knocked down and just thinking to myself, I need to stand back up because they're going to stomp me and I'm going to get damaged. And so I get back up, and I used to have really long hair, right? And when I was, even though I was in the military, I used to slick it back so you couldn't tell, right? But when I was fighting, it all came out. So they jumped me. I decided I was going to go get revenge. And so I went on base to the SP dorms, the security police dorms, and I'm approaching the dorms, and all the lights are out because at a certain time they shut off the lights and street lights and everything. So it was super dark, but all you could hear them is laughing about how they just whooped my butt, right? And so I spotted the first guy that punched me, and I ran up behind him, and I punched him as hard as I could in the side of the head, and then I got jumped again. And so it took them OSI, Office of Special Investigations. They're like the detectives in the military. And it took them a couple months because they were looking for a dependent, because they're like, no way this dude was in the military because his hair was so long, right?
Right.
And so they finally caught up to me and pulled me in and ended up getting an Article 15 for basically retaliating. If I just sat there and got jumped and took it, I'd been all right. But Article 15, I got my rank.
So they didn't get in trouble for starting it?
One of them did. The main guy. He also got Article 15. And I got a rank suspension. And I had to stay in Korea, which is a remote assignment. You're supposed to only do a year, right? I had to stay there like a little over a month longer than what I was supposed to.
Wow.
But that's my story.
So what, you were Army? No, you were Air Force.
Yeah.
So you went from like it was just
like
or?
I was supposed to get my E4, and they just suspend. No, it was the E4. So they just suspended it. So I didn't get it when I was supposed to.
And then, but could you get it later on if you had stayed in? But
I did get it eventually, but I ended up getting out. Yeah.
And then you got honorable.
Yeah.
Because if you're not honorable, I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna judge me.
Wow,
judge not, yet you be judged.
That's okay. And that so that's on your. At least you got honorably discharged. Because I guess they could have kicked you out. Did you have to do any days in the brig they call it or whatever?
No, I didn't have to do that.
Just lost of rank or not promoted right away.
Stayed in Korea, which is the work. I couldn't stand it out there. I really wanted to come home, so that was the worst punishment to me.
It was a month of staying.
Yeah,
wow.
over a month.
Well, that's a good story. See, we need more stories like that.
I'll start thinking of some.
Yeah. All right. Well, that we're going to wrap it up for this episode of Real Men Unscripted. And again, if you like what you hear and see, subscribe, check the box,
check it,
and send it to your friends, family. Make comments. good or bad, we'll read them. And, if you don't like Biden, sorry. If you like Biden, sorry. Either way, 2024 is only going to get worse.
Speak life.
Did you get your new? I know we're supposed to end it, but did you get your new voting in the mail? You
I
had
haven't
to.
checked. No.
Okay, it's here.
Okay.
I took a picture of it. Trump, DeSantis, and the V guy, whatever his name is. All three of them are not on this ballot.
So you have to write them in or what?
Well, you mark none, and then I'm hearing that because they are only wanting to do the caucus, they don't have to be on this initial primary one, because the winner gets to move on to November. But it's really weird in Nevada when you see that. I have a picture of it. If you want to post it, it freaked me out. I couldn't believe it. I sent it to my brother and sister right away because they both live in Nevada and was like, what the heck is going on? Like, I thought they were cheating already. But I don't know. I don't understand the whole thing. But if it was just Trump missing, I would have really, right? Because I thought, oh, man, they're doing what they were doing in Colorado, whatever. But it was missing, like 3 guys that I knew was running. And since then, the one guy has dropped out. But this would have been sent way before he dropped out because he just dropped out a few days ago. But all right. So anyhow, like, subscribe, send to your friends, families, and until the next episode, peace.
See you.
Thank you for listening to Real Men Unscripted with Derek and Jerry.